Now comes the actual answer, which follows is respect of every one of the questions which the king has put to the boy. The superiority of the knowledge arises on account of the fact of being more inclusive in its character than all the other known branches of learning. Every form of learning in this world is isolated in the sense that it bears no connection to the other branch of learning. A person who is proficient in one branch need not be proficient in another, and therefore there is a limitedness of such knowledge. Our knowledge is finite, it is not at all comprehensive. Whatever be the education of a person, he cannot become all knowing. There is something which he does not know, which keeps him subject to the laws of which he has no knowledge. What binds us in this ignorance of something which exists somewhere, but about which we have no information whatsoever? Wherever there is an ignorance, there is also a bondage in respect of that subject or the circumstance. When we have knowledge of a thing, we are bound to that thing, we have a control over that thing. The world binds us. The law of gravitation limits us. The law of nature restricts us because we do not have adequate knowledge of these laws. We do not know how do they operate and why it is that we have been made subject to these laws. What is wrong with us? We do not know this. Though we know that there is something fundamentally wrong with every one of us on account of which the whole world keeps us in subjugation. We are under the thumb of every law in this world. The reason is that we are apparently outside the realm of the operational of this law. The process of birth and death, again, ought to be explained from this point of view. There is some law which works in some peculiar manner, on account of which we are compelled to follow this course known as transmigration. Is anyone prepared to die? But we have no say in this matter. We will die one day or the other. But why should we die? Who tells you that you must die? No one knows this. And if someone is born, well, it's doubtful if anyone is born due to his personal wish of anyone. There is some force, working behind. So, is this the case with every kind of experience through which we pass? We do not know what will happen to us tomorrow. So much is ignorance, so that it appears that we are utterly humiliated beings, sham-faced in every way, ignorant to the core, and completely subject to the law of forces of which we have absolutely no knowledge. Now, the Panchagni Vidya is a kind of remedy, medicine, prescribed by the way of meditation, which is regarded as a great secret by the Upanishad teachers. Once if this is known, the human beings can really come out of the fear of death. Not only that, he also knows how he is born, where he is go, what is the really motive, purpose of our life. The Atma, which has ascended to the heavenly world by the virtue of good deeds, descends on the exhaustion of this good deeds. That merits gets exhausted and he comes back to the earth. There in the earth, how he comes back is Atma is in the Akasha, in the dewdrops, and sun takes his dewdrops and keeps it in the clouds. And during the rain, the clouds, along with the rainwater, raindrops, the Atma comes to the earth. And in the earth, the rainwater which carries this Atma goes to the fields, and all the grains, the paddy, whatever be, whether it's a paddy or a wheat or even the animals which eats these grains, the Atma goes inside, through which the Atma enters the male, and from the male it becomes a dhatu, the semen, and then when he enjoys The pleasure with the woman, it goes into her body and she conceives. So the issue is, who is the son of whom? Who is the parent? It's a force of the nature. The jiva comes from outside, and when it goes. All the five dhatus, panja dhatus goes. Earth to earth, water to water, fire to fire, the space to space. As we come, we go. Thus, all this shows that how hard, how painful is the journey of being to the womb, particularly when the grains are harvested, dried, pounded, boiled, eaten, crushed by the teeth, mixed with the digestive fluids, burnt up by the digestive fire to finally enter the distressing sojourn in the mother's womb for 9 months. So, this is how we are born. Next time, when we say you are my son or a daughter, please think you are only the media. The creator is somewhere. And those, please think about those creator. He is the real father, he is the real mother. And when this is realized, the jiva can always, like in Bhagavad Gita, it says you are there in the past and you are going to be in future and you are in present. So the jiva, in order to attain mukti, in order to prevent this rebirth again and again, the Vaishnavite's path assures you a place in the Sri Vaikunta, the moksha, not to be born again. And for that, continuous thinking of the Creator, the God, and we think that we are a slave to Him. There is no shame in admitting that we are slave. Seshi Bhavam, Kaingaryam, Dhanam, and whatever. These are all the important dharmas a soul has to follow in order to get moksha. The most important thing of which is, first and foremost, is the service, the kaingarya, and the second one is the dhana. These two are very importantly told in Upanishads more than the God Himself. These are all the dharma is being preached in the Chandogya Upanishads for the soul to attain moksha.